So, the Opticore, or the Spartan Laser, the BFG, whatever you call it, has many names, is quite a large weapon. Quite unimaginably so. Like, I'm pretty sure this thing would weigh possibly 80 pounds, 90 pounds, 100? Somewhere close? This thing looks heavy. Really heavy. But it's beside the point. It's heavy because it's powerful. A lot of puncture. 500 plus puncture. That's a lot. Top of that, you got 15% on both status and critical. Pretty good. However, you got additional stats on here called charge time. Now, the charge rate is 2.5 seconds. That's bad. That's the bad thing about this weapon. But in terms of performance-wise, it's good at medium to long range, but horrible at close range. Very horrible. But still very useful, though. There's ways to even reduce that charge time. But where you'll find it is in your clan dojo. Inside the energy lab. 5 Felgion, a Forma, etc., etc. All the usual stuff from the clan hall. Also, this weapon has a neat little animation. Not only is it nice and flash and really nice colors, the barrel also extends when firing. Really nice animation. Little nice touches they develop, that the devs put in. Now, in the field, that long charge time is a real stickler, but you don't have to charge it. You can charge it a third of the way for it to fire. And if you're confident that your enemies will drop in one hit, then go right ahead. However, this thing requires a bit of pinpoint accuracy. Also, that little guideline that it shows your shot doesn't actually follow that guideline. It's a bit off to the right. So I don't know why the devs haven't fixed that. That sounds like an easy fix for them, but they just chose not to. With so much puncture, this weapon can easily kill your enemies. However, you only kill one of them at a time. That's the problem. One at a time. Even if it's a huge group, you aren't killing all of them at once. This weapon doesn't have any AoE. It does have a little bit of AoE, but like only a meter across. Maybe a meter to 2 meters. Okay, for the basic level 30 build, well, to be honest, I have a Catalyst on mine. I liked the weapon quite a bit back in the day. Back before the Tigers trumps the damage. So I'll be showing a build with that. But in terms of unusually doing this, I don't have everything. I didn't put any formas in it. At least not yet, anyway. Maybe we'll do some in the future, but I got Speed Trigger to reduce that charge time, and I put Rhyme Rounds to get some elements on there and better status chance. Heavy Caliber does not negatively impact this weapon at all, so you should have that on there. Acceleration and Split Chamber give the damage and a little bit to Piercing Hit. You know, Piercing Hit's not very good, like it only gives you 30%. 30% still translates to almost 2,000 puncture when you get up this high. There's other mods you can throw on there too, such as the Shred, and if you have it, you can have the Bore, you know, the puncture mod, the Piercing Caliber is what I meant. But yes, those weapons, those mods would do great for this weapon. But I couldn't squeeze it on. Now we're gonna take on 5 green guys here and put them to level 70. Now level 70, a full charge doesn't quite kill them, to be honest, unless it's a headshot. The other shots to the body generally drop anywhere from half to only a third of their health. But if you get a critical hit, it's an instant kill. But still, the immediate problem is the enemies are being maneuverable and dodging the shots. That's the biggest problem with this weapon. Just charging it up and then expecting the enemy to stand still and take it. They won't. And when they don't, you gotta shoot them once more or even a third time. Which is the downfall. When you think about so much puncture, you thought that weapon would do better. But let's try it against the Corpus. Look at the Corpus don't dodge. At least not the MOAs. And, even though it's a mainly puncture weapon, it drops right through the MOAs very easily. Even when I fire between them, a small AoE does hit them. It doesn't really kill them, but it did strip their shields. So it does work. Now I'm going to try some Ancients. 5 of them at the same level. However, this consistently me doing a headshot to the Ancients, it's not working. I was a bit surprised at this one. The Ancients do have fossil armor, so I thought this would work a little bit. It's not really recommended for chargers and the other nature, because they move around too much. But the Ancients don't seem to be bothered by this too much. You don't get their head regen, just only does half their health. So I don't really call this a very good success against the infestation, more like a failure. Okay, time for some pros and cons. On the pro side, we got a lot of puncture damage. A lot of it. We also have a weapon that's not negatively impacted by heavy caliber. That's always a positive in my book. We also have the beam that has pretty much infinite range. And also, we have a weapon that's also easy to acquire, since you can get it from the clan hall. Now, on the con side, however, the charge time is fairly too long. Now, at the end of that charge time, it auto-fires, so you can easily misfire and miss your target entirely. Also, it doesn't seem to really work against the infestation at all. It's a bad weapon to use against them. And as much as the damage is extremely high, it's a bit disappointing. It didn't kill the Grineer in one hit. I don't know, 7,000 puncture, you think it would get the job done. But it did not. And that is the pros and cons of this weapon. Next section. Okay, for the future build of this weapon, we're going to need a couple things. You might want to stop on that Auger Strike if you have it. The puncture mod for the puncture set event. Also, you need a Shred. That'll give you punch through and additional fire rate, making your charge time even shorter. Top of that, I think I have a hard time deciding if it should be a critical or a status build, because kind of have both same chances either way, 15%. So that's up to you. It's not really wise to squeeze on both, but you can choose one or the other, critical or status. If you do go status, you add all the status and element mods, etc., and then you have all the critical mods if you choose the critical side. And I don't really see much else you could do with the weapon. Maybe increase its magazine capacity, but that's not really that necessary. Its bullet economy is already wonderful. Don't need to worry about anything about that. But anyway, in terms of judgment, is weapon worth about putting Formos through? I'm going to say no. Many weapons have since trumped the firepower of this weapon. Its fire rate's just not there. The amount of time it takes to charge and it's auto-firing when it's fully charged, providing misfiring, is just a huge hindrance. I can't see myself using this weapon very much. I liked it at first, but the more I used it, the less I liked using it. But that's Showcase for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Want to see a particular weapon on Showcase? Leave a comment down below, and it might just be the next weapon I choose. This has been Warframe Showcase. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.